Hey guys, Laura here. Welcome to my channel. This is my second VC related video where I'm going to talk about records and hopefully gain more confidence along the way. I know the first one is always kind of sloppy, which, it happens, but I think just taking that plunge and trying to get into things is always the first step. And I also want to just take some time to thank everybody that supported my channel already. I was not expecting that. Just getting one person to follow was my goal. As I kind of alluded to before in the first video, this is more for me, kind of gaining confidence as an adult and just being able to speak about something I'm passionate about. So it's pretty cool, and this vinyl community is definitely not disappointed in terms of coming up and showing up with kindness and encouragement. So I thank you for that. It's very, very much appreciated, and I love it. So today I thought I would do a smaller stack in terms of showing different genres. I'm not sure as to what kind of cadence I'll be doing videos, as if it's going to be weekly or every other week. It depends on what my work schedule is going to be like and what's going on outside of listening to vinyl. Life gets in the way sometimes, so we'll see how that goes. I think I'm just going to follow what HuckTunes does and just do whatever. I think he does his mixed salads like every month with various things, so I might try to follow that rhythm as well, but we'll see. So as I said, today I'm going to do kind of a mixed bag, kind of an interesting dichotomy of genres in terms of records that I'm going to share and what I've listened to this week. So yeah, let's take a look at it. The stack, I have some soul, some Japanese, maybe soft rock or pop, some psychedelic music, classical actually, and some jazz. So let's get into it. So first off, I'm going to start with the record I just listened to, and I got from Numera Group. It's called Shanghai Soul, episode 12. So it's like a compilation of different soul, funk, R&B artists, and I'm generally not one for compilations, but this one piqued my interest when I saw it on the site, and I listened to it on streaming, and I loved it. It's just great. It opens with a pretty awesome track, The Professionals, theme from The Godfather, and it ends. I love albums that have good entries and good endings. It ends with Whole Truth, Can You Lose by Following God. It's just, there's a little bit of everything in terms of the soul genre. There's funk, there's some psych, there's some some fuzzed out guitars in some of these tunes. It's really cool. And Numera Group, if you haven't heard of them, they do some pretty amazing things, and it's pretty great. This came on a colored vinyl. It's like a gray smoky vinyl, which is pretty cool. I'm not too crazy about vinyl variations. If it's black, it's fine. I worry more about the sound than anything, but just to have like a colored vinyl is pretty cool. I'm trying to get the lighting. It's not as great, but it is what it is. Yeah, it sounds great. Like I said, I just took it off my turntable and I love it. I think I'm going to play it again. It's incredible. So if you like soul, you like some jazz, well, not jazz, but Joel, I'm having an aneurysm, I think. Soul adjacent, rhythm, funk, psychedelia, that's definitely for you. I recommend that. So the next one is kind of a twofer. I'm going to talk about a movie and also a record, which you'll see in a minute why I'm talking about both. But I'm a huge fan of Kill Bill, the Kill Bill series, and I think Volume 2 is my favorite. And I didn't realize until much recently, my sister's boyfriend, who's very into movies, he went to NYU for film, got me into the Criterion Collection. And if you don't know, Quentin Tarantino's basis of the Kill Bill series is off of this movie, Lady Snowblood. I don't know if you can, the lighting again is kind of awkward. But this is a great film. 74 and 75. They also did 2 volumes. It's great. I love that charm of the 70s filmmaking, the colors. Obviously, it's going to be dark and brutal, just like the modern day Kill Bill movies. But it's fantastic. I love Japanese film, but I love this. But in regards to vinyl records, I came across this one I think this was also a Numero Group release, right here. And I'm trying to remember her name. It's Maiko Kaji. So it's like Japanese pop, a little bit more singer based, but it's cool. It's got that Japanese instrumentation along with it, and the name struck a chord with me. I was like, that name sounds familiar to me, and I was having a hard time figuring it out, and I realized it's the same main character on Lady Snowblood. So that in of itself makes it a cool collection item to add to my collection, and kind of a bit of an artifact. But if you like Japanese instrumentation and kind of the pop sound, I think this is a good starting point and something to listen to. It's definitely a different, unique thing to add to my collection, and it's something I hold dear. I like stuff like this. It's cool. I like the lore that goes behind it. So if we're going towards the heavier realm of music, I'm going to talk about Socrates Drink Zirconium on the Wings album. This is a very heavy, more heavy, along the lines of heavy rock than psych, I would say. Some prog as well. 70s, kind of unearthed, I believe. I don't think this was the one. I think they did more than one, but I found this through Lance at Permanent Records in LA. He does his rapid fire record recommendations, and this was one of them that he showed, and piqued my interest, so I streamed it and fell in love with it. I'm a huge hard rock fan, 70s rock, and this fits the bill. It's got that sludgy sound, kind of blues tinges to it, but something I would recommend. So Socrates Drink Zirconium on the Wings, great one. If you're interested in the label of that, it's definitely a reissue. I know their originals can go for quite high. It's on the Cobalt label, just the regular black vinyl. Yeah, it's a great album. I don't think there's a bad track on this one. If you just like your heavy rock, that's definitely a one to get into. So for the next one, I'm going to talk about a newish band called Sacramonte. I believe they're from California. I want to say San Francisco. Maybe it's Sacramento. But again, I found them on Bandcamp. I was just doing my weekly sleuthing, and I was just looking for new psych bands, and this came. And as I said, it's called the band's called Sacramonte, and the album's called Retrieval. Definitely some heavy psych, some killer guitar work on this album. I believe this came out in 2024 on TP Records. Yeah, 2024. Just all around good raw vocals, heavy drumming, heavy guitar, heavy everything. So if you're looking for a newer psych band, heavy band to look into, this is it. This definitely has some prog in it as well. So if you like heavy prog, I would recommend this band as well. So yeah, highly recommended. And this one came on I think they called it an ocean blue color, and it's kind of cool. Got their own little label on each end. It sounds great. Nothing is being taken away in terms of sound for like a private press, so I think it's worth it. Bandcamp is great for finding new music and unearthing some stuff you probably wouldn't have heard on the radio or anywhere else. Excuse me. So my next one is actually a classical record, and it's not like a big genre that I tend to listen to. But again, I was doing some searching on Bandcamp, and I came across this album called Rex. And essentially, it's a cellist by the name of Christopher Hoffman. And this actually came out this year, and I think this is going to be a true contender for one of my favorite albums of the year. It's obviously there's classical music entailed with this album, but he loops his cello in ways that comes up with different sounds that are fuzzy, that are heavy, and are just all around awesome to listen to. What he does as his own band is incredible, and the actual lore behind it is also what struck my interest as well. There's an inner explaining how he came about this record and how he produced it and how he wrote his songs. So I'll read the blurbs for you. So it says, Rex is a solo cello record written and recorded while I've been living in the former home of Rex Brasher, a self-taught painter who created over 1,200 watercolors of North American birds. Composed for acoustic and electric cello, the record reflects the solitude and intensity that shaped both Brasher's vision and my own process. Rex is not a portrait, but an echo of a person, a place, and a way of seeing the world. And I think that that's really cool, and I think that this is Rex Brasher, the painter he's referring to. So he spent some time in his apartment, and I guess they unearthed about 1,200 paintings, as I said, of North American birds, and he kind of just extracted his own interpretation of those paintings and created this album out of it, which I think is a beautiful concept and something that you don't hear about often. And it comes in this beautiful gatefold. Any bird enthusiast, if you know what kind of bird that is, I have no idea, but it's beautiful. It's pretty. Yeah, so like I said, the entry track is definitely a beautiful classical sounding cello. It sounds, what you would usually hear in a classical tune, but as you progress through the album, it gets fuzzy, it gets more modern, it gets heavy, and it's just, it's hard to explain it. You have to listen to yourself, for yourself and see what you think. I know classical is not everybody's cup of tea, but this is on a whole new level for me, and it's on black vinyl. It's got some kind of a picture of the bird from the inner sleeve. But I would highly recommend listening to something like this. It's something you can relax to, but also kind of feel the depth of what he was trying to portray in terms of how he felt the paintings, improvised his intention of what he wanted to create for his album. And again, his name's Christopher Hoffman. I believe he's from Chicago, the Chicago area, or Illinois, somewhere in Illinois, and American cellist that has been doing this for years. But I think this is one of his first, if not his first, solo album. I believe he has a quartet himself too that he does shows. But again, I love that record. So the album's called Rex by Christopher Hoffman, if you want to see it again. Check it out on Bandcamp. It's gorgeous. I love it. So let's go to jazz, because I do like jazz. Jazz is cool. Whether or not you think so, that's up for debate, but let's get to it. So I follow a crap ton of people that, collect vinyl records and or, record adjacent things, and I found this on somebody's site that, they pull daily records, and this was one of them. And this is more modern jazz. It's like Ethiopian jazz with some kind of cosmic tinges to it. Definitely modern. I believe this came out in 2025. So yeah, 2025 by Vibromonk Records. It's definitely layered. They're a trio, I believe, from Brooklyn, and this is a full-length record. It's by Underground Spiritual Game, and the record name is called Of Time, and it's very beautiful. The baritone sax is definitely the main character of this record, but it doesn't overtake the other two instrumentalists. It doesn't kind of saturate the bassist and the drummer. You can hear everything in all of it. It's kind of a funky somewhat spiritual. It's not too spiritual. Don't let that fool you, because I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about spiritual jazz and kind of think it's out there, which there are some out there jazz. but I think this is more accessible and something that everyone would enjoy, even if you're not a jazz enthusiast. I think this is something to dip your toes into and listen to. So yeah, it's got this really kind of intergalactic cover. I wish it was a gatefold, but you can't always get what you want. So it's a beautiful cover, and they did a good job with the representation of the product. Again, I said it's on Vibrafunk. Christ, I really can't talk, I'm sorry. Vibromonk Records, as you can see, it's on black vinyl. Again, if you're into jazz, or even if you're not, I mean, I think jazz is a very fluid genre. I mean, any genre is fluid and branches off to different avenues that you could dip your feet into. Just, you know, post bop, bebop, hard bop, jazz fusion, and jazz rock are my two kind of favorite forms of jazz. I grew up in a household with jazz. My grandfather, anytime we visited my grandfather, he was playing a jazz record, and it's something that stuck with me my whole life. But yeah, I hope I didn't go through all these records too quick, but I think there's a little bit of everything for everybody. There's some rock, jazz, soul, some Japanese pop music. So I hope you enjoyed what I showed you, and hopefully I can continue this momentum and get more comfortable with talking to you guys and not fumble up my words and be more eloquent in how I speak. But again, I think this is one of the best decisions I'm going to make this year. It's definitely been a goal of mine for about 4 or 5 years, and yeah, I'm thankful that I'm doing it. So that's it for me. I hope to see you guys in another video soon. Like I said, I don't know when that will be or what I'm going to do, but I'll come up with ideas, I hope. But thank you for watching if you made it this far. If not, not my problem. Sorry, I didn't mean that. But take care, and I'll see you later.